Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to World of Sport TV for their next 2-hour stint. This should be very interesting. It has dried up a little bit, but there's breaking news for Tottenham as Leon signed Tunge Ndomble on loan. Very interesting one for Spurs fans, him leaving. Let's bring Jade in. Hiya, Jade.
Hello.
How's it all going?
Yeah, good.
Refreshed?
I am. Yeah, I seem to have timed my food break right, seeing as you had a bit of a food break as everything's kind of gone quiet. So hopefully now things will rejuvenate and we'll get some more business.
I've made the little one's pancake mix, ready to do his pancakes at 5 o'clock. Toonstato, welcome.
Good afternoon.
First time over here. Obviously, we've been over on there.
It is. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for agreeing to join the madhouse and doing this fantastic day. It's the first transfer deadline we've ever done as a partnership or ever done in general on YouTube. It's been very interesting. Where was it left on polls? Because obviously I had to run off and sort the Ben's tea out. Where are we up to?
We were mentioning Paul Merson and his dross.
Oh, God.
The Dele Alli to Everton. Somebody mentioned it might even be free, but it's not confirmed. It's on Sky Sports. There's no serious developments. It was more general opinions because there's not much come up in the last few minutes, unless you've seen something in the last few minutes.
Nope, nothing yet.
Just all swimming along. I mean, Adam's posted a nice picture of him with Merdad at the training ground, so he's obviously there.
I love it.
And Burns at the training ground. He's arrived, which is great.
Yeah, that's good. That means he's passed his medical, or he's done his medical. Going along the yellow bar on a certain channel, it's obviously Newcastle, West Ham pushing for Lingard. I can't see Man United doing business with West Ham. What do you think, Jade?
Well, not if they want to have the best possible opportunity to obviously hit that top four. Exactly. West Ham are their competition for that. If you're going to strengthen West Ham, I just think you're really, really stupid. So I can't see that. They're probably more than likely going to budge and lower their expectations a little and hopefully get the deal done with Newcastle.
Yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a really weird one. There's no point in them loaning to West Ham because of the rivalry, and I can't understand what's in their heads other than they are deliberately annoying one of their own players just to try and protect their league position for this year. I think that's all they're doing. They're just being cheeky and they're being a bit dark. Fair enough. Fine if that's the stance they want to take. Okay, we'll go somewhere else, I guess.
You can't blame them, though, can you? I mean, at the end of the day, it's a bit like Norwich not wanting to sell Cantwell to us because he could potentially overthrow Norwich. So
the thing is, no, I don't blame them. It is a method, but it is dark. I don't mind fans saying it's a method. It is a method, but it is still dark. It was mean to their player that they create, like they built up, and fine. If you want to be dark, but you can't say it's not dark. It is mean to their player. So Man United fans need to own up to that. It is really mean. It's bad treatment for sure.
So Keith Down is now saying Ekiteke turns down Newcastle advances as well. I'm still not going to say that's dead in the water until it's fully dead in the window shut, because you just never know. If you've got the likes of Ginola on the phone to you saying, this is an amazing place to play your football, why wouldn't you want to listen to them? But it could be an all-out attack on Lingard. I heard there was going to be a 3 p.m. deadline for them to make a decision. Nothing's been said, which makes me worried a little bit, Billy, that potentially... is the Lingard thing going to happen or not?
I think they're going to push for Lingard now that the Ekiteke thing's potentially off. I think we'll push for Lingard, and I think we'll end up getting him. I'll be honest with you.
Toon, do you believe?
Yeah, well, if Dele Alli is not an option and also Ekiteke's off the table, then unless there's players on the list, unless there's Zapata or players on the list we don't know about, then we've got to push for Lingard. We need somebody. We need an attacker of some description, whether it's in cam or up front. We need one. So it's unless there's things we don't know about, then push for Lingard. We don't have a choice. We've got to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of putting all our eggs in one basket, Jade.
Yeah, and I really didn't want to end up in a situation like that where it was a case of we have no choice, we have to go for this player. And that's always a position you never want to be in, because then you really do just end up knee-jerking. With the Ekitike thing, obviously, coming to a standstill and that finishing, Lingard wasn't a knee-jerk decision. We've wanted him for a while, and we all do want him, but we have to get an attacking option in. We have to. We cannot rely solely on the likes of Chris Wood to get us goals to keep us up, because it's not going to happen. So I'm not panicking yet about it, but I'm kind of hoping that they're planned and ready for this, and see what happens over the next few hours. But I'm hoping that they've got other options out there, because we definitely need to bring in attacking options as well.
All right. What's some comments? Because this one's been staring at me in the face and I'm trying to work it out. Les Ferdinand was a better player for us than Alan Shearer over the 2 years that Ferdinand was there. Don't get me wrong, I love Alan Shearer. That's a bold statement, isn't it? I love Les Ferdinand. I mean,
we got to remember that Les Ferdinand was fantastic until January. Yeah. One of the reasons why we didn't win the league was because Les Ferdinand's goals dried up in the second half of the season. So to say he was better than Shearer over the 2 years he was there, I disagree.
Tell me you're a Man United fan without telling me you're a Man United
fan. What a brilliant comment. I love it. So sorry, Sean, you're shut down. Hopefully some news in the next hour. Yes, we're hoping for some breaking news on Newcastle at some point. We do know there's 2 deals done, don't we, for definite. Target's done, Burns done. They're both at the training ground. There's no way they're going to get mucked up. If they do, I'll show my arse in Phoenix window if them 2 don't sign. And that is an actual statement, and it will happen. But it's all the other names that we've been linked with recently that are starting to dry up. Like Lingard, we're pushing, but then there's Ekitike, there's Zapata, Henderson. We're apparently pushing for him, but that nothing seems to be happening.
Is Carrasco still gone quiet?
I think that was a summer deal. I think that was a summer deal, that one anyway. We're going to work on it for the summer, and if we stay up, of course. But it's kind of worried about where we're going to be going next, because time is starting to run out now. I was hoping Lingard would be announced by now, that there's an agreement being made and the player was on his way for his medical, but it's going to go right down to the wire, isn't it? Which is why it's going to be interesting being on these shows all the way up until midnight tonight, because anything could happen. Billy, where would you like to see Newcastle put their interest in, other than Lingard? Because we know that's pushing, but is there anything else that you want to see done other than Lingard?
Well, yeah, I'd like to see a striker as well as a central, some sort of creative midfield player. I think we'll probably get by in defence now. I would have liked to have seen a world-class centre-back come in, but obviously that's not going to happen now. So a creative midfield player as well as a goal scorer, basically. I mean, until we get them, you can't really say it's 10 out of 10, can you? You've got to kind of go a little bit below that. But yeah, a striker, creative midfield player, and that would be a really adequate, really good window for us.
So, Jade, goals are obviously a problem for us, but would Lingard not fill that void playing off Chris Wood, breaking in behind him, breaking off him, scoring goals like he did for West Ham, if he can repeat that?
If he can repeat that form, then yeah. But West Ham also have strikers that adjust into the goals what West Ham did, and I don't think I still don't think that Chris Wood is going to be banging us in goals. So I just don't think it's enough.
Could be right.
I like the defensive choices that we've made. I think they're solid. We've got the right back, we've got the left back. Yeah. Got a centre back, so you're looking quite cute. Got a nice defensive midfielder as well, so that's looking quite cute. But it's that up top option now. We still look really, really weak creatively.
Well, we ain't scored more than one since Brentford, so
it tells you we need more.
Yeah, Brentford's the only game we've scored 3 goals in this season. There's hardly any games we've scored 2 in. So it is.
We scored 2 against Tottenham, but that was Eric Dyer got one of them for us. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was Wilson got the first, didn't he? And we're thrown 21 points away from Leeds. So we can score and get in front. It's just staying in front has always been our problem this season. Just trying to see what's going on here on a certain channel. It's just repeat stuff. Repeat. Do we have any stats on Lingard's last season? What he did for West Ham? Was he in the bracket of Willock? Did he have the same sort of impact?
I've got Dembele up at the moment. Let me bring Lingard up. People have been criticising Dembele somehow. So Lingard, for the last 365 days, which includes his West Ham stint, does fit Howe's style of play. He's in the 90th percentile for pressures per 90. Nearly 22 pressures per 90 is great. So he's energetic. He's good at pass completion is 82%. That's really tidy. Progressive passes, progressive carries. He's just a very, very tidy player. He's in the last couple of years, he's steered away from winger and more kind of progressive, cam, floaty. And his numbers are good. And not only that, he backs it up with lots of goals and assists. Very creative. He does look like an Eddie Howe kind of player statistically. Yeah. So how he compares to Willock, that would be very interesting to see. That's a great shout. Let me have a look at that. Yeah. You'll have to give me a minute though.
Yeah, no, you take your time. So I think a lot of people are in the same sort of similar boat as you, Spartan. There's not a lot of people got a lot of work done today. They've just showed Dele Alli's goal against Crystal Palace. That was a phenomenal goal, that one, and something that we're missing. Apparently, I look hot. Thanks. I wouldn't agree, though, to be fair. Cesare, nice to see you, mate. Glad you're over. Will Lingard screw us later in the window, and do we have other options? I want Origi. His goal rate is 1 and 2 games this season from the bench. That's really good. Jade, do you want to have that comment? Because obviously I know Origi does look good from the bench, but like we've mentioned many a times, does he have the appetite to play 90 minutes?
I think it looks good because of the games that he's been brought on and got the goals in. So I think it's overly publicised for that reason. But if you actually look at the season as a whole, okay, no. Right now, we don't need a player who's just going to come and sit on the bench. We need somebody who's going to come in and be in that 11 week in and week out and have the appetite for that. Origi doesn't have that. If he had that, he'd left Liverpool years ago.
Billy?
I agree with that totally, yeah, 100%. I don't think Lingard will do us over. He's quite close to Kieran Trippier, and apparently Kieran Trippier's been in his ear to kind of get him here. So I don't think he'll go down that route, and I think he really wants to come to Newcastle.
Apparently he's told all his teammates that he does want to join Newcastle. He doesn't mind the league position that we're in.
Exactly. Having said that, if he didn't mind the league position we're in, why not sign permanently then?
This is true.
Yeah, Willock's kind of interesting. I've tried to break up his stats a little bit because obviously the back end of last season heavily skews his statistics for over the last year. So trying to break it up a bit. His pressures are actually incredible, but that's one of the points to even though I go by Statman, you've got to take stats with a pinch of salt because pressures doesn't necessarily mean much if you're not winning the ball or it's not causing turnovers. And Willock so far for us this season has done a lot of running around and pressing for a lot of no reason. He just sort of ghosts past people, as was the Man City goal from their fullback and the Cancelo. He just sort of wandered in, pretended to try and tackle, and ultimately the shot came from that. So his stats, that he's okay. He is energetic. His goal return stats are bonkers because of the end of last season, but passes attempted 23 per game, which is in the bottom 1% in Europe. Wow. That's concerning. I didn't realize it was that bad. Pass completion rate is only 78%. It's bottom 17th percentile. And he's played a deeper centre mid, so that needs to be better than that. That's very poor. It's not like he's playing at the tip of a diamond and he's not getting the ball. He's on the ball a lot in the central midfield. That's very poor. His progressive carries is also awful. Very strange statistics. The statistics basically say you got really lucky for about 6 weeks. That's what the stats scream, basically, to me. I'm hoping that's not the case and he can start playing football again properly, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I did say this to a lot of people when we were all wishing Willock to sign. I mean, I still wanted him to sign regardless, but I said he won't hit anywhere near the form that he hit. There was a lot of times when the ball fell for him so nicely and he slotted it away, but I've not seen any of that happen for him this season.
Yeah, he's got
And
0 goals with a 1 XG this season from 17 games. So
yeah, terrible. But again, have we been trying to fit round pegs through square holes by playing them too deep? Because he's not that type of
He
player.
had a lot of chances against Leeds and he put them all wide. He's
Yeah.
had the chances.
There was one great save, wasn't there, from the keeper, which I thought he was going to put away with his left foot.
That's true. I think that's probably where his 1 XG's come from, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. But I just don't know if he suits such a deep role. Maybe if he was playing further up front, those passes per games would be less anyway, because he'd be getting on the end of things rather than trying to create things. And maybe he's been asked to do a job that he's not comfortable doing, but he's done it because he's been asked to do it. That's the only thing I would say about him at the moment. And if we've got, obviously, Bruno in, you've got Joe Linton in and Shelvey, you then push Willock further up front if he gets in the team.
But even even if centre attacking midfield and centre midfield, you can't be attempting 23 passes a game.
That's definitely not.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I think Dubravka's got more than that, and the strikers get more than that. That is awful. 23 passes is just awful.
I still don't understand why we don't go in for, I can't pronounce that name, Gabigol? Is that how you pronounce it?
Well, that's his nickname, yeah.
It's a nickname for him.
That's the Barbosa guy.
Barbosa. So yeah, I don't know much about Barbosa other than, he's got a hell of a left foot, hasn't he, apparently. That is the right one I'm thinking of, isn't it?
I haven't seen him. He's the Serie A and Brazil person who I don't know if he's left-footed. It seems like West Ham have got the same list we've got, because they're in for everybody we're in for. So I don't know how West Ham fans are saying we've got bad transfers, because we've got the identical transfer list. So it's weird.
Dan burns fingers. It's a strange one. Baz Ekateke off, do you know? Well, according to reports, it is off, unfortunately. Very surprised, because we all thought he was on a plane. Turns out he wasn't. A lot of people have got that one wrong. And we are gutted, because obviously Janola's tried to talk him into it, and he is the future of football potentially. If he's the next Thierry Henry, it would have been nice to have him in our ranks, but we have to move on, and that's where Lingard comes in. So we're hoping Lingard is going to be the next big thing for us. Again, we're waiting for the green light from the Man United board. I was told they had a 3 p.m. deadline. It's obviously gone past that, and we still got no answer yet. So it's going to be very, very interesting. There's not really a lot else going on, to be honest with you. So we'll go through some comments and see what you guys think. Dele Alli to Everton is the free up front, but will be 10 million once he plays 20 games. Now that's interesting. That's another good way of doing it, because all they have to do is get safety, play 19 games and drop them.
Yeah.
And then they won't have to pay a fee. And that's happened before at certain clubs, hasn't it, with fair loan deals?
Didn't we have that situation with Diarmi where we wouldn't play him because if we played him one more game, it triggered a contract extension and we didn't want him? Yeah, I think we had something similar.
Yeah, crazy. We are playing catch up for 14 years of mismanagement and zero investment, trying to catch up in 31 days, uneducated and bitter people like Paul Merson and the Southern Press can go boil their heads. Well said, Keith. Absolutely spot on. Paul Merson, I don't get why he's got such a hatred for Newcastle when his dad's a Newcastle fan.
I don't know, he's very negative continuously, and it's just every single time he's on Sky Sports, he's having a pop at Newcastle or anything to do with Newcastle, whether it be the fans, the club, the player, anything. He's just continuously negative about Newcastle, and it's been that way since I can remember watching him on Sky Sports. So I don't know what his issue is. I don't know who upset him up in Newcastle many moons ago. But maybe it's time to get over it, mate.
The only thing I can think of is it was his dad. That's it. It's got to be. The Ekateke deal does look dead. I'm not going to say it is dead, though, because you just never know in this window. Things could change drastically. They could agree something, within an hour. He's on a plane. He's over here. Paperwork's put in. The deal's done. Things can happen quickly. Any news on Zapata or other strikers? There's no news at the moment. It's all very quiet, but quiet is good. I'm just trying to see if there's anything from HP.
Is Dembele still quiet?
Yeah, still quiet. But again, he's got no offer on the table, so Barca have got to look to force him out if they want him out. And the only way they're going to get rid of him is if they lower his wage demands and what another club's willing to pay him. So
do we know what's going on with the time zone differences? How's that going to work at the end of the night?
I don't.
So obviously we're an hour ahead in sort of Spain, Germany, France.
Well, Spain have a different window, don't they? They don't close the same time as us. I'm sure they still have another week or something like that. So they can literally we can go up to like 1 o'clock in the morning with special dispensation of a deal. So it's an interesting one, but I'm positive there that the win. I think we wanted the whole of Europe to coincide with our transfer window, and all the other clubs just went, nah, we're not doing that. Ali, 10 million after 7 appearances, apparently. After 7. All right, okay. There's different stuff coming out now. Hi, guys. What about Eric Bailey and Mata on loan? Now, Mata's an interesting one because he is a player who could play as a number 10 and he could be that player who can unlock a door, but he doesn't have the legs to play as an Eddie Howe pressing man, does he? What do you think, Stato?
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, he's played so little football, he won't even appear on a bloody website. When was the last time he played a game? What's his name? Juan Mata?
Juan.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I agree. I can't imagine he's got the legs to play this style. Granted, he's basically the complete reverse of Joe Willock. Willock's got energy, legs, whereas Mata's got a bit more technicality and finesse. It's a complete reverse situation. But it's the legs. He doesn't fit the system at all. The only person who's going to get away with not being a pressing monster is either the centre forward or the goalkeeper in this team, because that's how Eddie Howe wants to play. You've got to be energetic. So those kind of signings don't really make sense to me. And the route, it pretty much kind of rules them out as links, because we know what kind of profile play he's going for. We can tell.
What about Bailey as a centre back?
I mean, they hate him at Man United, don't they?
They do, don't they?
They loved him initially because he put in some cracking performances, but then he became a liability with red cards and positioning, and then they stopped liking him. I'm not sure how he looks statistically. I can have a look, but I don't know. They obviously don't trust him because they're playing Phil Jones and things like that as experiments under Ralph Rangnick. So that tells you everything you need to know. I'm not so sure about that.
It does, doesn't it? What about you, Jade? Do you agree with that? What do you think about Mata or Bailey? Any one of them would you take?
No. And it's no disrespect to when it comes to Juan Mata, because the guy was class. Do you know what I mean? And technically so gifted. However, I don't think he has the legs now to play the way that we're going to be playing, and as much as we're going to want a player in that position to play now. And as far as Eric Bailly goes, he's just a mistake waiting to happen, and we already have a few of those. So I wouldn't want to be bringing more into the mix.
He doesn't have any stats for the Premier League right now because he's not made it. He's only made 2 Champions League appearances. Okay. He hasn't got any Premier League stats for his recent performances because he's not played. All right. He's played 89 minutes of Champions League football.
Doesn't surprise me.
It for the season. And he is, how old is he now? He's nearly 34.
Yeah, I don't think it's the route that we should be going down.
Journalist Simon Dobson said Newcastle United very close to signing Jesse Lingard.
We are. We're pushing it.
They're trying. They're definitely trying. We've hit that patch, and watching deadline days, you hit this middle patch of the day. Where it just suddenly goes really, really dead and really, really flat. And we're currently sat in that right now.
Yeah, that always happens every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then it suddenly starts picking back up as the night goes on. So wait and see, but we know the owners are there because Adam P delightfully put a selfie up with the guy. So we know he's there, so they're going to be pushing for business. We know that much.
I'm sure that they get together with Sky Sports and hold bits back for later in the day, so they've got things to show all through the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the peak time then gets all the great signings that we were waiting for. I don't think there's anything to worry about just yet. If it's kind of 2 minutes to 11 and we're still not linking anyone, I think maybe then. But as for Eric Bailly, he's another Titus Bramble, isn't he? On his day, he's absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
But 2 games out of 3 makes horrendous ricks and looks an absolute arse. So you can get him for that one game where he ain't an arse. Fantastic, but no consistency then.
No, but yeah, it's another option though, isn't it, at centre back? But because it all seems to have gone quiet with Botman and Carlos again. We all thought there's still one big more deal left in it. I'm trying to see what the actual.
Do you want to hear his statistical?
Go on.
His highest statistical likeness is Koscielny. That tells you everything you need to know. That's his closest match statistically is Koscielny.
I stand by my point.
I guarantee if your stats had gone back to 2003, Bramble would have been his twin brother.
Yeah, probably. Suggests that Ali is far from match fit. Well, I mean, he hasn't played a game for God knows how long, so that could be very true.
A couple of cameo appearances, isn't it? But nothing.
He played really well against Liverpool, didn't he?
He
Really
did have
well.
a good game. This is why I didn't. This is what I said when we were linked with him. I mean, there is still a player in there, but it's getting him match fit and consistent.
Ooh, Newcastle report behind another big name signing.
I do have a really left field shout, but I don't know how it. I don't think we've been linked for a long time. It came up initially. Jade might know about it. It's Isco from Real Madrid. Still only has 6 months left on his contract. Where has this link disappeared to? Because he's not had his contract renewed. He's not in any news reports, but he's got 6 months left on his contract. Why is nobody linked with him? I'm so confused.
Just my face beam when you say his name. As soon as you say his name, I'm like, ping. Yes. I honestly haven't for the life of me got a clue why no club has swooped in for this guy. I really don't, because his contract runs out in the summer. All right, he's desperate for first team football, as he's told Real Madrid, because he's desperately trying to get back into the Spanish. I don't think he was dropped for the Euros because he wasn't playing first team football, so he didn't travel with Spain for that. And he's come out and openly said he's desperate for first team football because he wants to get back into the Spain setup, and he won't be allowed to until he's playing. So why is nobody looking at this guy? Because he's absolutely quality.
He is. A funny little tidbit for you. I went to school with him in Malaga.
Did you?
Yeah,
no way.
he was in my school in.
How many years was that?
I was in El Arroyo de la Miel in La Leala. He played for. He went to the Valencia Academy from Malaga when he was younger. He got signed by them, and then he came back to Malaga. So yeah, I've got some memories with him in the playground, absolutely rinsing people as a 10-year-old.
That's beautiful because I'm from Torremolinos. So
really, I lived in Torrequebrada.
Yeah, so I'm from there.
Very close.
And I lived there. Yes, very close. We could have been neighbours. I could walk past you at times. But I would absolutely love Isco.
Yeah, he's got in a black and
that
white
to
shirt.
me would be my botman for Baz.
I've got a better one for you, Jade.
How excited he gets over talking about botman. Somebody like Isco for me would be that player.
Well, he's 29 and he's 6 months on his contract, so he's got to be on the list somewhere. Surely.
Swoop on in, come on.
I've got a better one for you, Jade. That'll make you excited. So
Carrasco.
Carrasco.
Is this real, or is this like me and Statman just chatting about players?
This was a fantasy one, so yeah.
Yeah,
potentially.
Dreamland.
Somebody said something about one more big signing, which could potentially happen in this window. And Carrasco in Spain is making a lot of noise now. A lot of noise. Now, apparently, offered personal terms, 12 million a season. Release clause about to be triggered. Nothing concrete, but it's catching a lot in Spain, so it's worth watching. So we need to keep an eye out on the Spanish media because apparently Carrasco to Newcastle is definitely a chance.
£250,000 a week. Christ.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Just a comment in our chat saying that Isco is terrible, and I'd like to know where they found those stats, because both if Statman is agreeing with me that Isco would be a great shout, I'd go off the stats that Isco's a great shout.
I've never looked at Isco's stats, but visually, if you just watch him play visually, he's one of those players where the ball is glued to his foot and he can just turn people, and he just he's one of those players that plays in slow motion because he's just got that natural talent. And for the position he would play in for us, he wouldn't need to be wingy, quickie. He'd be fine. I don't think it'd be a problem.
He has got some good pace about him. To be fair, he's not a slow player. I don't agree with that one at all, because I think Isco's a fantastic player. If you're going off last season, mate, I'd go a lot further back because he had a really, really bad injury last season, which took him the tail end of the season and the beginning of this season. Obviously, he had to do a lot of work on it and whatnot. But
Interesting.
I
6.5
just
hours
love,
left.
I love Ishko. I think I'd cry live on camera in front
Is he
of
playing for
everyone.
Real now? Is he getting
So-
in the side now?
No,
Real?
Really?
no, this is why he's looking to leave. His contract's running out. He's desperate to get back into the Spanish setup. He wants to leave because he wants first team football.
And he's got 3 Champions League medals, or has he got
Did
4
he
Champions? He
now?
might have 4, 3, 4. He's got
I think
lots. He's got lots of medals.
He's a winner, and he's
Exactly.
he's pure creative. He can score from anywhere. He can hit.
Oh, I
your
like
volleyes.
him. I like him. Great player. But who's kicking him out at Madrid?
They've got that Vinicius Junior who broke
Oh,
into
of course,
the first team.
yeah.
He's in such great form at the moment. You can't drop him.
Because they've got so
And
such
Marco
defensive
Asensio.
midfielders.
So they've got like your Benzema, Vinicius, Marco Asensio, and whatnot playing with Modric and that in behind. They're keeping him out at the minute. So when you look at that squad, of course they're keeping him out at the minute. Look at the form that they're in. But
Yeah, he's an attacking midfielder, and they haven't played a formation that suits him for 5 odd years. It's because Casemiro sits as one of the best DMs in Europe, and Modric and Kroos were untouchable. He's just not. It's just unfortunate.
if it happens, I will cry live on either channel that I'm sat on for the rest of the day. I swear I will bawl like a baby if we play
Brilliant.
and then I will go onto the club shop and buy every single shirt with his name in it.
Yeah, we need a Spanish signing to add to the Brazilians. We need
Yes,
some.
we do,
Yes.
Batman. Yes.
We do. I Like Coffee says today's YouTube has been a rally marathon race between Toon Review, World of Sport, and John Sinclair. So
Imagine going to show us
I know.
as the person on it. This link, that link, this link, that link. It's
Exactly.
mad.
But obviously, me and Toon Review, Paul, we always had 2-hour stints. So this is my 2-hour stint, and I'll be back onto his channel at 6 o'clock, then back here at 8 o'clock, and then back to his at 10 o'clock. So it's a bit of tennis going on, and it's good fun. Gives everyone a chance to have a bit of a rest. Here, and we're bidding 55 million for Nunez. Ooh,
Have you heard that, Jonathan?
Yes, that'd be interesting to know where that
Your
came
source
from.
in the chat, please. I'd love to know where you've heard that one from.
Someone said that on the Toon Reviews chat as well, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah, they said that 50 was turned down, and they would like 5 to 10 more. So I'm
That's
interested
right.
to see if that is the more that maybe.
Nothing elsewhere, nothing that I've heard or seen or anyone said anything. So that's very interesting. Ginola will save us. I mean, I hope he does. Get Ekiteke in. But
I did
really
hear
want
the
to see
offer that West Ham made for Rafinha. Somebody was talking about that one earlier as well. That one was 50 million that Leeds turned down for Rafinha.
it. True.
Their hope is that he will extend his contract.
Yeah.
So they've turned down currently a 50 million offer for Rafinha.
So my source is Newcastle getting closer to signing Lingard, but I'm still going to hold on because how many times have Manchester United played us? He wants to leave now. Howdy Dyke will join West Ham since they are competing for top 4. So that's coming from one of the sources. So
And the Yannick Carrasco.
he's not come up with that one. It's somebody else has come up with that one. That's all the Spanish media that are saying that it's starting to grow legs. It's an interesting one because I've not heard it, but someone's obviously keeping an eye on the Spanish Twitter side of things, and they're seeing it all. Someone called And, which is a great name. Thank you for becoming a new member, and welcome to the World of Sport family. So thank you very much. We haven't done that yet, have we? I better do the sponsor stuff and all that kind of rubbish.
You do that, me and Statman will sit and wait for Ishko.
Yes, I apologise. Here we go. So if you're enjoying what you see and you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you'll know when we're live. It's completely free to subscribe and it'll really help us, basically. Please hit the like button as well. The more likes we get, the more it shares it with YouTube and the algorithm, and people will watch the channel, and the chat will get even more on fire than it already is on now. Now, we do have a membership option of 99p, $1.99 and $2.99. They're all the same perks. We do a membership-only prize draw once or twice a month, depending on how many members we've got. And we buy our prizes from Sports Trader, who are a UK charity, but there's a shop going to be opened in the Northeast very soon to raise money for disadvantaged kids in the Northeast, to create a level playing field, to try and get kids as much sports gear as we can to help them out. The official sponsor of the channel is Northern Soul Photo Guy. Please check him out. Some absolute fantastic prints. He does donate 1 or 2 a month to give away for free, and that's to all subscribers, so you all have a chance of winning that prize, as long as you let me know you've subscribed, because I won't know if you have, because YouTube doesn't tell me. I'll leave the rest for a little bit later on, but if you want to become a member in the chat, there should be a link pinned at the top of the chat. Please click on it, choose the option that you want to pay, and you can become a member of the family and be within a chance of winning something special. We give away a shirt.
News, Baz, as far as Tottenham Hotspur go, double signing from Juventus, done deals. Wow. Kulusevski and Rodrigo Bentancur, both midfield players.
Ooh. How significant is that trade for the Spurs?
Well, they obviously need something, don't they? They've been really, really odd this season, Tottenham. Been odd for a little while, actually, the past couple of seasons. So, fresh legs, bit of fresh creativity, hopefully. Can't keep relying on, Son to pull a performance out for them. So, yeah, I think it's good signings for them. I think it's what they need. They need some fresh legs and some fresh bodies, bit of a revamp if they're going to keep hold of their top 6 spot. Then they need to be bringing in players that are going to battle to do that.
It's brilliant. I was on, obviously, to review before. John says, I'll come on your show. So I sent him the link and he hasn't even bothered reading it. It's like, thanks, John. Great lad. Love him to bits. Do you know if I've seen that one? How many Newcastle players do you think would get in the England squad? 1. Trippier. Jay, do you agree with that?
Yeah, Trippier.
Yeah, Statman.
Which one? I'm looking at Dembele news. Sorry.
Sorry, how many Newcastle players?
How many do I think would get in the England squad right now? If Shelvey was 2 years younger, he might get a look in a 30-man provisional squad. I mean, in the England team, I mean, we haven't got that many great players who are English, have we?
Nope, just Trippier.
I mean, if Woodman fulfills his potential, he could be second, third choice keeper in a squad. Beyond that, none of the centre-backs have lived up to any expectation.
This is true.
I mean, Wilson might, if he comes back in after his injury and scores 10 and smashes it, he might get a call-up. Possibly. There's a lot of people in front of him, but yeah, it'll be Trippier and Wilson are the 2 most likely, and they've already been capped, so they don't count as new caps, I guess.
That's a fantastic comment. Sign up Ekateki's mum as well, and then she can come with him. Get her in as the dinner lady, definitely. Billy, England players at Newcastle, how many are going to get in the squad?
1. Trippier, that's
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I thought so, yeah. But I understand where Statman's coming from. In the end of the day, you could, hey, look at him. He is the man.
Wilson's got to bang him in to get in that England squad.
He does, yeah. I mean, Wilson, yeah, is another
and stay fit for an entire season.
Fit.
Yeah, and that, yeah.
Which he just doesn't do. Unfortunately, don't get me wrong. I really like Wilson. I'm not slating him. All right, before anybody gets upset. I like Callum Wilson, but he's another injury-prone player that we picked up. And it was the first thing I said about him when we picked him up was that he's injury-prone. Every season he misses a couple of months, then he comes back, then he misses another couple of months.
Yep, I agree.
As much as I like the guy, it's not reliable enough.
And the fact that Abraham's had such a good year in Italy so far as well, that probably pushes him further down the pecking order for an England call-up.
Everyone forgets about him, don't they? Because he's just gone off over there and no one's really keeping an eye on anymore. But yeah, he is. He's absolutely
There'll
fantastic.
be scouts out there watching him for England.
Yeah, this is true. Let's see if there's any more news in the... Nope, still nothing in the stuff. I thought it was quite funny, though. There was an in the know account messaged me and says, what's happening with Lingard? So I messaged him back and said, well, you're in the know, so surely you know.
You tell me.
Exactly. Ferdinand didn't have to deal with injuries like Shearer and didn't have to play with poor service at times. That's a very good, valid point, Matthew.
Really
to that
point.
very first comment that we got at the start of the show. I don't know if you guys saw that, but someone said Ferdinand was better than Shearer, which I thought, okay. But I get his point, because Ferdinand was electric for 6 months, wasn't he? So
yeah, but
Matteo Moretto,
said, look at who Shearer played around at times.
Matteo Moretto is a Spanish journalist on Twitter. Agreement between Newcastle and Yannick Carrasco, who will have a record of 12 million per season. Throughout the afternoon, the English club will deposit its termination clause. So they're obviously going to pay the release money.
Who was that?
Matteo Moretto, Spanish journalist.
Sounds Italian.
Doesn't it?
He's got an Atletico Madrid badge as his thing. Falcao ATM. Doesn't say he's a journalist, actually, does it? I'm not sure how we believe him. He's saying it anyway.
Wow.
Can't find him on Twitter.
Ian Hicks, thank you very much for joining and being a member of the World of Sport crew and being part of the family. Really appreciate it. Very quickly, just if you are enjoying the show, please hit subscribe. We are doing a mammoth 14-hour stream between the two channels for Toon Review and ourselves, going all the way up until midnight. And the link is in the description to become a member if you'd really like to. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, like so many people have done already today, it's been phenomenal. Hit the $ in the bottom right-hand corner and donate what you feel you can afford or you feel the channel deserves. Anything from £1 above will all be welcome, and it'll go to the channel. So thank you very much for that. I just conscious getting a forward in, doing a deal in the medical. Time is ticking. Really hope I'm wrong, though. I mean, they can always skip over the medical, can't they, really, and take a risk if they wanted to and sign a forward, John, and then do the medical the next day and hope it all goes well.
Yeah.
It'll be a risk.
It'd be a risk, but I'll never. Good evening to you guys, Jade, even to you, people who are okay. Listen, they can skip the medical. You say it's going to be a risk, but I don't think I've ever seen signing a player without a medical ever in my book. But
yeah, it'll never happen because of insurance reasons.
Yeah, true.
Never. True. I don't think that could happen anytime soon, people, because at the end of the day, all right. So if you sign someone and you found out a week later, oh, he's got like history of injuries and stuff like that, you're going to waste all that money, sort of thing. But time's running out though to get a striker in. I know it's still time, but it's going to be a bit of a mad one, sort of thing. So it'd be very interesting, Baz. Very interesting.
Voodoo, thank you very much for becoming a member and joining the family. Really appreciate it. It's incredible the amount of people who have been generous today. It's unreal. Wilfried Zaha, would you take him? That's a good shout. If we're looking for an attacking midfielder at the last minute, do you think we could prize him away, or is he injured at the moment? John, injured?
Would I take Zaha? Probably. Look, he's a good player, but at the end of the day, when he's on it, he's on it. But sometimes he just doesn't look interested in games, sort of thing. I watch him quite closely. But me personally, will I take him? I have to say no.
No,
I would have done a couple of years ago, but not now.
Say hi, pal. Say, Jade, should we get Zaha? Go on, say it. No. Oh, you don't want to say he's too shy.
That's fine. I'm saying no too, little man. His attitude. I can't stand the man's attitude. He literally is just another version mentally of ASM, where it's, if the ball doesn't come to me exactly how I want it and I don't get to do what I want, then I'm going to proceed to strop and have a poor attitude for the rest of the game with a really poor temperament as well during the rest of the game. And I don't want somebody like that playing for us.
Jade, you mentioned attitude as well. I totally agree with you, sort of thing. We got good players at the club, right? The last thing we want to do, someone's going to come in with an attitude, right, and just upset the team. I don't want that for my club at all whatsoever, sort of thing. No way. Can't afford to.
Shira! That's how he came out. Not like you needed to know that, but there you are.
Yeah, come on, don't be scarring the child, Baz. Like, he's ran away now, look.
Yes. All right. Do you want me to open the door for you, pal? Oh, you did it there. Go on. Oh, these silly. Oh, what are you doing? You just banged your head. Oh, you okay? You just walked into the door. Honestly, boys, so hard to handle at times. Just honestly, he comes flying around the corner one day, slips and bangs his head off the radiator. I was just like, oh my God. Oh, I take him to the hospital. They're going to start asking questions. George T, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. Been sat here since lunchtime, roll on 11 p.m. Now, that is dedication, George. Massive dedication. Billy, what's your thoughts on Zaha?
I think we've got enough Mavericks in the side as it is. I mean, I like Zaha, but I mean,
he has an end product though, doesn't he? That's the difference, I think.
Yeah, he does. He does. To be fair to him, he's more end product than Maverick, for instance. But he's a very much of a mood player, isn't he? You can't depend on him week in, week out. So no, not for me.
Statman, are you able to bring something up about Zaha and ASM if you link them together?
I'm just having a look. Yeah, I mean, he's played 4 times and oh no, he's not played 4 times. My internet's being slow. There he is. Ivory Coast. Well, he's not. He's English, but he changed, didn't he? 17 games for the Premier League. Yeah, so he's got 5 goals, 1 assist in 17 appearances. I mean, if you want my honest opinion, ASM has a much better output in terms of goals and assists in similar games. And I feel like ASM's not playing at the level he can. So I feel like Zaha is playing all out, and these are his numbers. Whereas ASM looks like does have another gear if he stops dropping and cleans up some of his play. So ASM's already putting out better numbers than Zaha. So unless we buy Zaha to play as a right winger, I mean, running wise. Oh dearie me, his striking stats are awful, but he's still energetic. He's good at ball carrying. His stats have dramatically dropped off compared to what they were a couple of years ago. He's still good at pressures. His ball carries are down quite a lot. 7 progressive carries. He's still good, but
Palace aren't a one-man team now, are they, Alex? They've kind of strengthened up front, and they're not just relying on him anymore.
Yeah, with Conor Gallagher and stuff, and the way they play and the changes, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
They had a huge clear out in the summer. They got rid of 6, 7, 8 players. They've had a massive shift in the way they play, and they're not overly reliant on through balls to Zaha anymore. But still, he's still a good player. To score 5 goals in 17 games in the Premier League is good because he's not an out-and-out striker. It's still a good return. But specifically comparing him to ASM is underperforming in all of our eyes and has 8 goal contributions, which is more. So. Just use ASM. Let's try and unlock his potential and stop him dropping.
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Tony, I had to take a picture of this because it was going to disappear. Tony, thank you for the 4.49 super chat. Can you lot sign Boris Johnson? Weakens your team, but might save the country. Real news is so depressing. Brilliant. And then there was another one. Ronald Turnbull, £10 super sticker. Thank you very much for that. He hasn't put a quote on it, but thank you very, very much for that contribution. Like I say, super stickers, guys, we might not get to them. We'll try our best because sometimes they don't go to the top of the screen. But we'll try our best to get through the chat comments. But there's 1,100 people watching. So if you all comment, I'm screwed. So that's in the gang. Do you reckon there could be a panic release clause for a strike on the 11th hour if we miss out on Lingard? It's a very good point they make there, Jade. Do you think we could panic and pay a big sum of money for someone that maybe we shouldn't pay them, like a bit like Wood, I suppose, that a lot of people have said?
I think that's a lot of people's concern, isn't it? And I did see Wood as one of those, the just in case buys, get him in. We got 6 hours-ish to go. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't come to that. I'm kind of, hoping that they kind of, because they're there and they're working, that it doesn't come to that. But I can see us kind of just throwing money at somebody just for something, in the last couple of hours, if all of these, potential rumours break down. Just throw 50 million and get somebody quality in. Like don't play the game of getting a panic buy.
Yeah, just pay the money for Zapata is my
we'll have a list though.
Yeah,
I think we'll have a what if list. I don't think it will be panic necessarily. I think we'll have these are some release clauses. It'll be half panicky. It won't be 100% panic. They won't quickly get Google out and start.
Watching YouTube videos of potential players. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Right, Billy, can you take over, mate? And I'm up to Rob L on the comments. If you can try and find a close enough spot to that. I've got to make the Littlands pancakes, and I'll be back in about half an hour.
Right, okay, let's try and find Rob L then.
Good luck.
Crikey. I'll get vibrating white finger in a minute.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, seen that one.
This guy you mentioned, we found him. I can't find the Carrasco stuff that you mentioned, though, I'm afraid, dude. Unless I found the wrong guy. Matteo
I can't remember what his name was.
Apparently about Carrasco this morning, I mean, Spurs put an offer for him, and that's been rejected out of hand.
No, there was a rumour that Spurs were going to trigger his release clause. but nothing official was done with Yannick
Right.
Carrasco. And then that's when the rumour came about that Newcastle were also looking to trigger the release clause. But again, nothing official.
Sure.
But yeah, Statman found the guy, and I can't find anything about him tweeting about Newcastle at all with any players.
He mentioned Lo Celso to Villarreal, which would be hilarious. Spurs seem to be just dumping their midfield out to Europe and trying a new one, because the Ndombele's gone. So if Lo Celso goes as well,
they're just trying a whole new midfield.
We might see, depending on who's fit, we might see like a Dyer and Winks midfield for Spurs next game. This could be really funny.
Because Lo Celso was linked with their move for Carlos, wasn't he, as part of the deal?
Yeah, meant to be part of the swap. Money plus a swap deal. So
I think he's Villarreal, which is where Emery is now. Is that right? Yeah, that is right. Yeah. It's just discussions. The final details now discussed on player and contract side. Unai Emery is pushing to have Lo Celso. Yeah, interesting.
So it says we need a cam, striker, and centre back. I'm not sure we're going to get all three of those, but we kind of all agree with that, don't we?
Yeah, so you probably get two of them now at a push. I don't think you get all three of them now.
Link with Fraser. ASM is starting. If Winger comes, is instead of Fraser, Zaha. Fraser for sure. I will take him. Interesting. Fabrizio Romano just announced it. I think that's a fake. Fabrizio Romano, Blakey. We are one ASM injury from going down. We need to strike today, or we were down. Chris Wood just didn't suit the style of play Eddie Howe is implementing. Nice positive post there from Andy. Is he right?
Depends
John?
if we get an attacking signing, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with Alex as well. Depends. But
We do need definitely attacking players somewhere, whether it's a midfielder or what.
We do.
Or a striker.
Yeah.
Striker's urgently required.
Yeah, man. The thing is, though, that's what we need. I think we've still got a chance of getting Lingard as well. We need to get our skates on very quickly if we're going to get Lingard. But we definitely need a striker. And I keep saying it and saying that we definitely need a forward very, very quickly, because I'm sorry that we just not scoring enough goals, people. We're not. I mean, Callum Wilson scored 6 goals, and Chris Wood only scored 3 this season. So, listen, I think it's going to be tight, but we definitely need a striker in, mate.
Yeah, I mean, if ASM's injured, we've got what? Fraser would play left mid and Murphy would play right mid. That's probably all we could do. What, have we got any other wingers? No, not really.
Not really.
Oh, God. That's terrifying when you lay that out on the table, isn't it?
Yeah, you look at that and you just think, is that enough?
It's all right,
No.
but it's not great.
How about this one? So Maximan to Barcelona, then Belly to Newcastle.
No.
Don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, they're all kind of commenting about Lingard from a fake tweet, so we'll come past all that stuff. See what we get to because it's fake news.
There's nothing about Lingard being done anywhere.
JL says get Zapata in. I think we all agree with that, don't we?
Yes.
Everyone would.
Yeah,
really.
I don't think, I mean, in my opinion, past me saying that to not sell on the last day of the transfer window, that means they're going to have to find a replacement, and also they want to fight for top 4 this season as well. So just look to one of their accounts, and it's not going to happen, people. Sorry.
I'm guessing he doesn't have a release clause.
He hasn't, no. But they offered something like 50 million euros, 42 million quid, and they still turned it down. That's because they need to find a replacement.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Brian's concerned about you, John. He said, you look depressed. Are you good?
Yeah. I'm just worried about not getting a striker in. So, look, it's been a fantastic window. I think the window's been great. But we definitely need that front player.
Yeah, he's making an effort. The black and white stripes are the wrong way, but he's making an effort.
They're talking about, Jordy Riff said they're talking about Lingard now. So it's all fake, that stuff. It's come past here.
Just
fake. What about sign Haaland? I think we could all have that one, but it's not going to happen.
Nah.
Talk about it and joke about it, but we all know it's not realistic.
Nah.
I've got a question for you here. Oh no, I can't read that out. Somebody's tweeted, who's more intelligent, Gabby Agbonlahor or Paul Merson? That's mean.
Yeah,
That's
it's a tough one, isn't it?
None of them. Because they hate Newcastle United, mate. So they hate Newcastle. right? They never say anything great about Newcastle, right? And I'm just sick of them. I'm absolutely sick of them.
Romano,
What?
is that real?
Good
You might want to
fan.
have a look at Fabrizio Romano from 9 minutes ago. I hope that's not real.
Who are you
Jesse
talking about?
Jesse Lingard to West Ham deal agreed. 6
I
months
think
There's
later.
been
that's
a
fake
lot of-
account.
That's
Is that
a fake
fake?
account. Fake account.
Yeah.
It is a fake account. Oh,
It's
you
very
cheeky
fake.
so-and-so.
The same bloke said Wilfried Zaha to Newcastle done deal, and here we go. But if you look at his at name, it's different to what the usual one is.
Absolutely.
Well, why do people do that? Madness.
It's because it's been retweeted by Newcastle fans. It's pushed it
Yeah.
into our feeds.
Clickbait. It
Clickbait
gets people
again.
talking. It gives them the attention that they're craving in life that they're obviously not getting in personal life. So that's the only way I can imagine people make fake accounts.
Jade, would you be au fait with this one? Cavani would be a great signing. No idea why we don't test Man United's waters for him.
I think Cavani would do a great job for us for 5 months. He played well against us. He plays well in all the games that he comes on. Obviously, doesn't get much of a look in because they're going to play Ronaldo ahead of anyone. They go into the ego owns that club. I'd definitely take him just for the second half of this season. I think he could still do the job for us. He's that poacher that we could do with inside of the box. He's a good finisher. So, I would.
They got a song of Cavani, Man U fans, right? And
You'd know all about that, wouldn't you, John?
No. I've got to be honest, though. I mean, the song, and I'm not a red, right? I'm not a red, but I think the song.
But you know their song.
Their song is
I've never
brilliant.
heard a Cavani song in my life.
Thou
That's a
doth
brilliant song.
protest too much, Mr. Sinclair.
And I'm not. No. Listen, I'm a tune all the way.
Unlikely to sell him at this price moment.
Jade, would you find us guilty? Would you find us guilty or not guilty from yesterday?
I'd find you guilty right now. You just told me you know the songs to a Cavani song from my life. There is no
Right, and I
argument.
knew a song. I knew a song where he was at Napoli
You
as
just
well.
pleaded guilty to me. There wouldn't even be a
He's
conversation.
claiming Serie A.
Yeah, song that was brilliant.
£70 million for Alexander Isak. I don't think that's going to happen either.
I don't think it's going to happen in this window.
Also,
And
wanted
Thomas said
well.
he's not even informed this year. When
He scored one more goal than Chris Wood. 70 million what?
Yeah, let's not play that game.
It's an interesting point. In the case that we're done in this transfer window, and it's possible we could be. We don't think it is, but it's possible. How confident are you that we'll stay up? We'll go round. We'll start with Jade.
What with what we've got now?
With what we've got through the door now, that kind of includes target and burn, I guess, as well as what we saw before. That's very
50-50.
committal.
It is, yes, because we've added to the defence, which we needed to, but we haven't added in the other area that we needed, and that was getting the creativity for the goals. And just trying to survive off a defence isn't going to work. So I still think that there would be a huge opportunity that it's not enough without adding a bit of fire to go with the defence. So I'd be 50-50 on it.
Alex?
I think we'll stay up, but it would be a risky one. It would be because we're still like we're talking about now. We're still missing that attacking signing, whether it's going to be an attacking midfielder or a striker. We don't know. Because we're still missing that, it's going to be 50-50. I think it would require Callum Wilson to come back as soon as possible and perform as usual and not get injured for the rest of the season. Because ultimately, the teams around us, it would be weird if Everton don't improve. Norwich are starting to look structurally a lot better. Burnley have brought players in. So, granted, all we need to do is beat the points accumulation of the teams around us, because we're only a point away. But it's a tricky one. I think it depends on Wilson. It really just depends on Wilson, because I don't know if I agree with Paul. I'm not 100% sure if Wood's going to get the goals. With the style we're playing as well.
I'll agree with that.
Apart from the Cambridge game, we don't cross enough to I don't know. And all this 4-4-2 with Wood, and we haven't played that way in a very long time. We haven't got the midfielders to put two in the midfield. I know we've got Bruno, but are you going to put next to Bruno as a two pair? Shelvey, I like Shelvey, but he ain't got the legs to play in a two. Willock's not been good enough to play in a three, never mind a two. Who sits next to Bruno if we play a 4-4-2? Like, it's Wilson. So considering all of these signings have happened, We need Wilson back. We need Callum Wilson back, or a new striker.
Back, fit, and firing.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, I see Alex's point, by the way. I think the next 2 games is going to be important. Everton home, Villa at home. That's going to be so important, yeah? But going back in, are we going to stay up? I think we will, but it's going to be so tight. I mean, it all depends if we get a striker in tonight. If we don't, then we need to get Callum back in ASAP. Because
would you be more confident if we were to get Lingard through? Would that kind of sway it our way?
100%. Yeah.
And no striker?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he can make a difference between staying up and getting us relegated.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
mean, if we get Jesse coming in, I think he's got the link between midfield and attack. He can make things happen. Yeah, I like Jesse and always have liked him because he's a good player. But I think he can make a difference to our team. And I think Chris Wood will start scoring goals. But he needs to fix up very, very quickly. I'm backing him because he's our player. I'm not going to be negative on him, but I'm just not sold on the guy at the minute. He needs to raise his game a bit.
Blakey says, got to have a bit of fun. It's been a long day. So Blakey made all that up about Lingard.
Craig Hope put a tweet out a couple of minutes ago saying that under his understanding that we have offered a 3 million loan fee now with a 4 million survival bonus for Jesse Lingard, and we're awaiting Man United's response.
Interesting. That's up from... Did we offer him 3 million and 5 million earlier?
Yeah, this is my concern with Craig Hope and that particular tweet. I'm confused. I'm sure I read that we offered a 5 million and that wasn't enough. So I can't understand how we've...
That sounds like Mike Ashley economics.
Yeah, it makes you question which one of his tweets are true during the course of the day, because they're just making figures up.
Thanks to Super Chat, $2 Super Chat for everyone.
No, Basil kill us.
Get all the dirty jokes in. I don't think so. It's not that day for that. Mm-mm. We need strikers, for Christ's sake. Yeah, we do. We need some sort of attacking kind of threat from somewhere. If you don't like how much Maxi whinges, Zaha is 10 times worse as Nigel. Yeah, just sometimes does have a bit of a whinge, isn't he?
Yeah. Thing is, Max with ASM, right? I think he needs to concentrate more on the pitch, not on social media. We're in trouble, and we need him to produce the goods, pass the ball when necessary, start hogging the ball too much, use his final ball to good effect. And listen, if he does that, then he'll be fine. He scored some couple of good goals, by the way. I'll give him that, but he's got to start chasing back as well if things doesn't go his way and just deal with it. We're in big trouble, and I hope now we've got the players to come in to improve. Now he's got to step up as well.
Only 6 hours left, and that's 5 hours and 57 minutes till the end.
It started with such a bang, didn't it? And now we're all kind of
but this is
scraping where we can pick an attacking player from in the last 6 hours.
I think this is natural to deadline day. I think it'll all start kicking off again soon. It seems to have gone quite everywhere, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Apart from the two
That's what I mean. We started with numerous players, obviously offer here, offer here, offer here. And now we're all sat here discussing where the hell are we going to pick an attacker from if we now don't get Lingard, because he seems to be the only option left, which isn't a position I saw us getting in today.
Georgie Riffs, sponsor of the Toon Review. Great guitar stuff there. Get your guitars setups and fixes and all that kind of stuff. Come on the Toon. I'm still busy from this morning. Got a headache. Yeah, you ain't the only one. I think we all are. I think we're all kind of anticipating some more movement now. Clap for everyone. Adrian says now they've got Betancourt and Kulusevski. Will they go for Carrasco? That's an interesting point. Now they've got a wide player, isn't he, Kulusevski? Is that right, John?
You're saying, Billy, sorry.
Kulusevski, is he a wide-ish, he's a winger, wide player?
Yeah, sure, winger, striker, sort of thing. He's left-footed, he's quick, he's direct, and he's got a powerful shot on the left foot as well. He is, when he used to be at Atlanta, or Parma, I think he's the main man at Parma before he moved to Juve for 38 million quid, plus add-ons on top. As for Betancourt, I mean, Leeson's decent, a little bit slow, but expect back 5 or 10 bucks from the season.
Because the rumours earlier were that us and Spurs were the ones that were after Carrasco. Now they've signed Kulusevski. They surely wouldn't be in the market for that kind of player now, surely. So we go a free field if we are prepared to pay the release fee, I guess.
Yeah, they have to pay the release clause if they want Carrasco as well. But he's a good player, mind. Always rate Carrasco.
If we can convince him and he wants to come, Tottenham have just signed a winger. Then go and put the money down and release him.
Yeah,
if we can get the player to come.
That's a big if.
It's a huge if.
Oh, huge if. I mean, I tell you what, though, that'd be shockwaves if we get this guy. But get a striker in.
I mean, my friend texted me a really interesting comparison for people who don't know what Carrasco's like. Considering he doesn't know much about Newcastle players, this was cracking. He said he's like Murphy with Spanish magic. That's kind of true, I guess. Murphy plays right mid, right wing back.
Just think of everything you want Murphy to be.
Yeah, that's a good
Carrasco,
comparison.
is it?
I like that.
So he's very accurate with that one. Yeah, everything you like when Murphy comes on and you have all these hopes of what he's going to do in a game. Carrasco is the deliverer of those hopes.
Oh, Murphy does have an product as well. 28.
28.
He's been around for years, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he disappeared to China and then came back. Everybody forgot
Yeah.
about him.
Angel just saying hello to Melissa. So glad to see the Canadians in here. You all welcome, everyone from around the world. Saying hello to each other. It's only I'm Canadish too. No, you're not. You're English. Even if Tottenham figure they can't pay the man, which is kind of true, I guess, compared to what we've got. Question for you all here: does Miggy have a future with the club? Go the other way round. Start with John.
And if I'm honest with you, mate, I say no because I think he needs to move away. He needs to be moved on. If he doesn't move this now, he has to go in the summer because he needs games. And listen, I think he works hard. He runs around, but what does he actually do now? What does he actually do? I'm not going to have a go at him because I love Miggy, but I just don't think there's a space for him now. I think he needs to be away.
Alex, could the creative midfielder, if we don't get Lingard in, be Miggy?
Nope, definitely not. I can't remember. It wasn't Cambridge. It was another one. There was a game recently where he was stood the edge of the 18-yard box, and he looked left, and he looked right, and then he looked left again, and then he looked right again, and then he looked left again. It was ridiculous. He was stood on the edge of that. He didn't have a clue what to do with it.
It might have been the Man City game. I remember the exact.
Yeah, do you remember that moment? I was just like, mate, you've got to make a decision at some point. It's ridiculous. I love the kid. He's got a sweet little face, and it was a great story. But if he was 22, 23, definitely keep him. We'll see if we can improve his touch, his finishing. But he's nearly 28. It's the age that sells it for me. If he was 5 years younger, yeah, definitely we'll work on him. But he's too old to be a project anymore. He's on high wages in relation to our squad. Is he the highest or second highest paid? No. I mean, keep him for now for the depth because we ain't got a lot of that. We can't be. We can't be having two keepers and academy players on the bench. So keep him for the depth for the remainder of the season. And then when it's time, thank you, but see you later.
Jay, you in the same position as...
Yeah, I completely agree with Stato. Unfortunately, when he came and during that first year and whatnot, I had such hope that he was going to really kick on, especially when he settled and when we were hoping he was going to settle. And I was like, he's going to bring a bit of flair and everything. And he just hasn't delivered. He looks so lost and so confused sometimes, like you guys have said. He gets onto the ball and he just genuinely doesn't seem to know where to go with it or what to do with it. And I don't know if this is a communication issue or what, but he just looks so lost on the pitch all the time. And he's got a little face and a little smile and you really want it for him, but it's just not there. So I think he'll probably stay on, obviously, until the end of the season as a squad player because we can't afford to lose everyone. And there's players I'd like to see gone before him. But no, I don't see him being with us next season.
And that's a shame, really, because we're going to miss a smile. That's number one. And it just has kicked on. And that's a shame because he doesn't know what to do. Probably change the managers a few times hasn't helped him as well because he expects he's going to play under Rafa Benitez. When Steve Bruce came in, I think he absolutely ruined him big time. He played him as a left, a right, a 10, midfield. He even played in midfield. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Why is he playing in midfield? I've never, ever seen Miggy play in midfield. Never. he comes in as a number 10. Yeah, comes in as 10 role. That's his best position. A power guy, he plays on the left of the 3, yeah, and 4-3-3 plays on the left of the 3, yeah. So he should be telling Steve Bruce at the time, I want to play on the left side of the 3. But Steve Bruce
I think
didn't
they all
play
did.
that
That's why
system.
Steve Bruce had a fight with everybody in the squad, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fell out with half a squad, didn't he? Because
Yeah.
they were talking about positioning and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Exactly. But sad man. I mean, if he does go to where he goes, I just wish him all the best wherever he decides to go. I think playing in Spain, Jay's favourite league, will do the
I
thing.
think
I
you get
think he wants
hammered in that league at the moment, to be honest. You look at some of the defenders and things in that league, it's getting quite physical in certain games. So I think he'd take a bit of a hammering in that
I think
league
it's
as well.
technical. He's missing the technical ability.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's really harsh to say, but he's not made that step up from
No.
a USA league to the MLS, where the technique wasn't quite at that level. He's got 3/4 of what's needed to be a professional footballer, but he's not quite got that. I don't even know what league would suit him. I don't think he's technically good enough to play in Italy or Spain either.
I
Probably
don't.
go back over the long ocean. To
He
be
might-
honest,
he
would
might
probably
do
be
a
the
job
best
in
shout for him.
France.
You
How
know,
much you
when
paid for him? We paid 22 million for him, didn't
Yeah.
we? 22 million. And that was Rafa signing there as well. Oh,
And he
man.
scored that first goal. It was such jubilant scenes for him, and you could see it in his face. And you thought,
Yeah.
kick on now, lads. And he had a good couple of games after that.
No.
And then it
Even
went all
his
the way back.
debut.
Yeah, and then it all the way back to square one. And it's
Do you
like
remember his
he
debut?
all over again. I'm like, I can't, man.
He beat the offside trap in his first run and hit the bar
Mhm.
with a chip. I thought we had a worldie then.
Yeah.
It was incredible, and then he just didn't score for 30 odd games.
It is. They always had that kind of signs of being great in the little bits in each game where he did something magical, but yeah, just doesn't have another one without any product, does he? And like you say, the indecision of him now, never mind making the wrong choice, doesn't make any choice, does he?
Yeah, definitely. That's the right way to describe it, definitely.
So Linton says, let's get Wow Felix from Atletico. What do you reckon, Jade?
It's another one I'd absolutely love to come and play for Newcastle United, but you've got no chance. He's got a new contract. You're never going to be able to afford him.
This is
It's
release
not going to
clause,
happen.
like $500 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah, we're never ever going to be able to release him from that. And there's no way, given the situation they're in at the moment, that they're going to let him go. He's
Not a chance.
absolute golden boy at Atletico. It's not going to happen.
He's skillful, isn't he, Jade? He's skillful.
Oh, he's wonderful.
He's skilled.
Absolutely
He is
wonderful
such a
player.
joy
The
to
kid is
watch.
class.
Remember that clip was it a
No,
few weeks
it
ago
is
where he
so
nutmegged and then in the same
beautiful.
phase of play nutmegged again and then
Yeah.
progressed the ball. He did 2
Yeah,
nutmegs in
definitely.
midfield and then progressed it up. Like that was
He's
nuts.
unbelievable, but he is key to Atletico and how they play. So that there's no way they're going to let him go.
He's perfect. Absolutely perfect for La Liga, isn't he? Perfect for that league. And I love to see him. I love to see him here one day. I mean, it's just a joy to watch, and I just enjoy watching this kid.
8 Loads says it's not scoring goals that's the problem. We've scored more goals than Wolves, who are in 8th. Yeah, but the Wolves example is a
it
bit of a
is.
dodgy one because they've
Look,
like only let in 10 or 13, haven't they? Or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I
In
think it
immense
is an
defence,
issue.
haven't they? Definitely is an issue, absolutely. And I think we scored 3 in one game, 2 in 2, and 1 in the rest.
I think our goals scored over the course of the season skews that view a little bit. Recently, we've not been scoring more than 1. When was the Brentford game? 5-6 weeks ago. We've not scored more than 1 since then. That's got to be a concern now, surely. That's a long time to not
We've
score
had
more than
games
a
in and
goal.
around then as well, lads. If you remember this, these are the games that we were all looking at and thinking these were huge games that we had to win, and we didn't because we didn't score that second or third goal that would have killed the game off.
Exactly.
And it's cost us massive now because we're still sat where we are,
We
trying
dropped
to
20.
claw on how we're going to climb back up. So it obviously is an issue.
It is. We dropped 21 points to winning positions, people. Do you know what I mean? That's a hell of a lot to drop. Do you know what I mean?
Those points are dropped because we can't score more than 1 goal. That's
Exactly.
precisely
So we
why that
obviously
stat
need somebody
exists.
else that can score goals, don't we? I mean, you look at our top scorers. What Wilson was 6, Maxi's got 4 or 5, and then it just gets less and less and less from there. I mean, it's not good enough. It's not.
Nah, it's not. That's the problem.
I mean, we have had this problem for 2 years. Do you not remember under Bruce when was it from the start of the season until Christmas? We had that really weird stat. I think we'd scored like every single goal was a centre back. that this problem has existed for a long time
Mm-hmm.
when Wilson's been out. And we had Lascelles scored one, then Clark had scored one, then Lejeune had scored one. And we went on this crazy run where we got about 13 goals in a row only from centre-backs. So this problem if you take Wilson out of the equation, this has been Newcastle for about 2 years and it needs fixing.
Absolutely.
And on that kind of subject, and it could actually happen now with what's happened today. New follow, it may not be a good choice, but what about Aubameyang from Arsenal on an 18-month deal? I think we could actually get him if we actually wanted to.
Can't get any worse. I mean, people say like, oh, because his attitude, yeah. I know he's being a naughty boy, like going home and that come back to Arsenal late. But listen, on the pitch, right? He might be since he signed that new deal, he hasn't scored a lot of goals. That is the thing. And will I take him? I'll tell you what, we can just take anyone up front in a minute.
Well, that's it. If you decide to have Millwall and have Aubameyang, what would you have?
What's second one? What's the
If
first
it
one?
was like at the minute we're not looking like we're going to sign a striker, would you take Aubameyang as a last-minute panic?
I would, yeah, because he scores and he knows the Premier League, and not only that, right? He knows what the goal is, and I think he'd do well.
Jade,
Aubameyang.
last-minute panic.
Just for this season.
Honestly, he's a goal scorer proven in the Premier League. His attitude's been poor at Arsenal, obviously. It's been poor since he had the falling out with Arteta. I said this 2 weeks ago. He's fallen out with the manager. So, of course, he doesn't want to be there, and they don't want him there. So, yeah, if we could pick him up on a 5-6 month loan, then he knows how to fire in the Premier League. He has a proven goal-scoring record in the Premier League. You can't argue with that. So, yeah, absolutely, yeah, I would.
Stato? Unmute yourself, mate.
Started
You
muting
muted.
himself.
Sorry, didn't want to cough down the mic. I'm going to say no. If it's a him or nothing, yes, I'll take him. But if it's a him or anybody else reasonable, then anybody else, because I don't like his attitude. The video of him flying into Barca and all the smirking and giggling at the fans, I just don't like how he portrays himself at all on the pitch, off the pitch. We've got a few impressionable people like St. Max, who is a great charitable person at the moment. We've got good lads in the squad. I don't want a troublemaker. We don't need one. If it's him or nothing, then yeah, take him, because he knows where the goal is, as people have said. But if there is an alternative that could possibly do similar or even less than that, I'd take the alternative, because I just don't want his personality in the dressing room at all.
I
Don't want to
completely
be
agree
anywhere
with
near
that.
it.
Jordan
He is
says
the
we don't need
option.
a striker, as we have enough in Wilson, Gale and Wood. Controversial, but what we need desperately is a goal scorer. Oh, I'll see what you mean now. Would you take Divock Origi from Liverpool? I'll start with Jade. I know her answer already.
I'm confused how you've gone from we have enough in Wilson, Gale and Wood, because we obviously don't. So I'll just scratch that one out right there. And my views on Origi have been very public. I've slated the guy's mentality, his work rate, and his will to play football. And I will continue to do so, because if you can be at his age and still be happy to continuously sit on the bench, then you are not worth the paper checks that you are earning. So no.
Alex, did you agree with Jade?
Oh, completely. I again, it's an attitude thing. He's not made any. There's been no stirring in the background of trying to push his way into the starting lineup in Liverpool or trying to mix things up. He's not asked for a loan move. He's not asked for a transfer. And the position we're in right now, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. We need you to have a strong mentality for the relegation fight, and we need you to understand the project and the push for the future. I don't think he's appropriate for either of those things. And is he going to score? I don't know. He doesn't play. He isn't playing enough football to know. We don't know if he might. This is the thing. We don't know. He might come in and play the system well and score goals, but we haven't seen enough of him to know that. Nobody can know that. I mean, Klopp's probably the only person and the team there at Liverpool that know what he could do if given a stretch of 10 or 15 games. But outside of that, we just can't know that.
Yeah.
It's just all ifs. So I would say no based on attitude. So
could he do it consistently 90 minutes a game, every single game, given the battle that we're in and whatnot? If you wanted
We don't know, do we?
Exactly. If you wanted to, he'd have left years ago.
I mean, it is.
He's never made
it is
noise for
Klopp,
more minutes on the
so
pitch. So
he does play Klopp's system in terms of pressures and high intensity. So it wouldn't be a shock in terms of training and what was being asked of him, I don't think. But he just doesn't play enough football. We just don't know.
Johnny S, what do you think about Origi?
Look, I mean, he spends more time on the bench than on the pitch, yeah. I have to agree with Jade as well again. Well, don't know why, but she talks a lot of sense. Look, listen, right? I mean, he hasn't played like 38 games a season straight. I can't remember him playing 10 games straight, right? I mean, he's a good player. He scored a winning goal in Champions League. I get that. But does he really want to come to Newcastle sort of thing? I mean, we're in a relegation dogfight, yeah? And he's going to come in and he's going to be thinking, I'm going to be up for the fight, yeah? His contract's up at the end of the season, right? So he'll be on the free. And I still know Atalanta's after him, by the way. I won't even go down Atlanta, to be honest. But would I take him at Newcastle? And I have to say no, because he's not played enough games in Newcastle, yeah? And it's a shame because, like I said, he's a Belgian international, hardly plays any games, and it's just hard going to be here, sort of thing. That's the thing. And
Does he get in the Belgian squad still? I don't think he gets in the squad now, does he?
No, he's on international. I think he still gets called up, but I don't think he's been playing first choice. But when he was a Belgian national, I don't know. I could be wrong, but me personally, I just wouldn't take him. The only one player's going to come in and roll the sleeves up and start performing every single week.
So anybody want to take a guess at how many minutes he's played this year in the Premier League?
26.
Not far off. He's played 41. There you go. You were very close.
There you go.
41 minutes.
There you go. There you go. I don't need him. That's why.
You can
That's
read
why.
the opinions of, if
so
Klopp says he's a good finisher, that's good enough for me. I'm glad that it's good enough for you that you're happy to pick up a player who just wants to sit on the bench and pick up a wage. Some of us don't. Some of us actually would like a player who would be willing to put a shift in for 90 minutes week in, week out for us.
Yeah.
So I think
he's 27 as well. I forgot he was.
I mean, I find that opinion bizarre.
He kind of come onto the limelight at the 2014 World Cup, didn't he? He was like the next big thing for Belgium, and
yeah, makes me feel old. I thought he was a prospect like last year, but he's not. He's 27 now. When did that happen?
He obviously suits Klopp, doesn't he? Because he doesn't pull up any trees to ask you for moves. He'll come on and do a job for him whenever he needs him to. He's done it on countless occasions.
The question is why, though? Why does he not want to play
in his head? Exactly, I agree with you.
I want to respond to Tony because Tony said that we're crazy to turn our nose up to Origi.
But he
plays behind the best three in the world. All right, no, he doesn't. Let's be really realistic on this one.
It's got to be a dream for Klopp, though, surely.
He sits on the bench. He sits behind,
not for
obviously,
us, but
their first choice front three, yeah? Mane, Salah. Then he sits behind Firmino. Then he sits behind Minamino, sits behind the Ox, he sits behind Jota. Okay, he sits behind every single one of them. Minamino has got starts in cup games before Origi has. So no, he sits well in fifth and sixth. He comes on every now and again and scores one goal. And because it's a game on telly, you all want to overhype it. Look at the facts, look at the realism. 44 minutes of football. The guy's 27, 28 years old. He should be in his prime. And he's not. And does he make any noise for more football? No, he just sits there like a good little boy picking up his week in, week out wages. I don't want a player like that at the club. I want somebody who wants the minutes, who wants to play.
Thank you. I mean, I can remember Winston Bogard, right, when he left Barca to join Chelsea for 4 years, right? And he never played one game. He was quite happy sitting on the bench for the whole of the 4 seasons, right? Pick up the wages each and every week. Not play one game. Didn't care. Clubs after him. And he was just quite happy to pick up the wages to Chelsea because no one couldn't afford his wages at the time. So
there are a few updates, by the way, guys. Apparently, Chelsea
we should probably talk about
the queue for Dembele. That's come out of nowhere. Even though
Chelsea,
they've got like 9 wingers, I don't know where he's going to play.
Chelsea make me laugh. They sign 1 million players in the same positions and they can't play them all.
And Craig Hope, 24 minutes ago, apparently we've offered 3 million loan fee, 4 million survival bonus for Lingard, and are awaiting a response from Manchester United. And then there's the Aubameyang thing, which they said about it seems to be wages. They've got no intention of paying his salary, because he has got a fat salary.
So who have we definitely got over the line now? Well, we've got Target. We think We think we've got targeted and medical. Dan Burns, medical.
Yeah, that was medical.
That's it, isn't it? Is that it? Anyone else on the list? Anyone else?
Today, yeah, just them.
Them two, isn't it? Just the two defenders, yeah.
So
And hopefully more
definitely
to come
second half
later.
of this window, we need to be looking at attacking options.
I totally agree.
Attacking options that want to play football for 90 minutes. Okay, I don't want a 10-minute bench warmer who may pop up every now and again, every 10 games.
With a relegation dogfight, that's it. We need someone to come and play 90 minutes for the next 18 games and keep us up.
Who else we got that wants to debate?
Get Diaz from Blackburn at last minute. Don't think we have time to get someone aboard now. Blackburn have ruled out selling him, I think. I read somewhere. Am I right? I don't know if I did or not.
They're not going to let him go.
They're not going to let him go. Not the promotion.
So...
I'm Barry's back.
I'm sure there's something wrong with my child. He only had 2 pancakes. That's not like him.
Sorry, you just missed my 20 millionth rant about Divock Origi because we're still getting questions on him. So I think I finally may have just ended the case on it completely.
Brilliant.
We can hope.
I suppose if he's the last option, then it's better than no option, isn't it? I guess, but I don't like it. Now, I've got some information from HP and it's not great. He says it's bloody freezing here at the training ground. We're drinking coffee with the camera crew. We're waiting outgoings and see if Manchester United let Lingard leave. He's still in Manchester. Time is ticking. We may head up to St James's Park soon. Next message, Manchester United not responding to Newcastle's latest offer. The owners are bankers, aren't they? Mate, American owners are horrible to deal with.
Which mean not responding? I mean they're ghosting us, or
yes, ghosting us.
What?
Exactly.
Yes, we are being ghosted like we've had a bad date.
They could at least reject it. Ghosting it just to waste time, I guess.
Despise ghosting because it's really rude. I hate rude and ignorance. So
this is business world ghosting, though. That's nuts.
It is. So that basically means the deal is frozen. God knows what it means.
With 5 hours and a half to go.
5 hours to go. So they need to make a decision quickly. West Ham is still pushing, but I don't think they'll deal with West Ham for those reasons we've came up with already. You know, they're pushing for top 4 and so are Man United. I've got to try and find where you are in the comments, don't I? Because that's going to be...
I'm the one on the screen, Mitch Huston.
Yes,
yeah, I don't know where I don't even know where that is, to be honest with you. There's that many of them. So many comments, guys. Thank you so much for making the day a lot easier to do, because without your comments, we wouldn't have anything to talk about because the way things are going.
1,274 currently watching, 1,276. Something noise.
Crazy. Bar, sort the child out. Versions of her rolling around on the floor while you're podcasting. So my little the little girl is with my partner. My little boy wanted pancakes for dinner. They only had 2. I was shocked. Jesse Lingard close to, joining Manchester. That doesn't make sense.
I think take the mic.
Yeah, potentially. Plenty of time left. Sort of. There's 5 hours and 32 minutes remaining. I'm just going to put up our Twitter handles. So if anyone wants to follow us, we all follow back. Everyone's Twitter handle that's going to be on the shows over the next 6 hours and 32 minutes, because we're going to go all the way up to 12 o'clock. If you would like to follow us, there's the Twitter handles for you.
I haven't done a subscriber shout out either, Baz.
Oh, come on, Billy, you're slipping. If
you're enjoying a debate.
I know, hey, it's good. I like it. If you have enjoyed what you've listened to and you're enjoying all the shows that we've been putting on for you, please hit the subscribe button on both channels, obviously this one and the Toon Review. I know a lot of you have come over from there, but if there's anybody watching who's not subscribed to Toon Review and is to myself, please go on over and subscribe to him as well. It's a great partnership. The banter we have, across both channels, each other jumping on each other's channels, it's fantastic, and it'll continue as long as you guys want to watch it. We do have a membership option, 99p, 199 to 299. So many of you have been so generous already. I think 20 new members today or something like that. It's absolutely incredible. Members only prizes are available throughout the whole life of this channel. We will be buying our prizes from Sports Trader. We sponsor them, not the other way around. They're a UK charity, and they're opening a shop in the Northeast to try and help disadvantaged kids get decent sports gear to be able to, compete on the same level as kids who can't afford all the stuff. because it's not cheap, is it, these days? I know somebody recently contacted me and said that we're trying to get rid of some Predator boots that were brand new for £70. So I told them to contact these guys, and they've donated them to Sports Trader. So they're going to have brand new gear as well to buy from and stuff like that. So please consider checking them out. @Toon Trader is their Twitter handle. The channel sponsors, Northern Soul Photo Guy. I mean, look at those pictures. They're absolutely beautiful. So if you're looking for a print to go in your house, this is the guy to go to. He donates free ones to the channel, and we give them away to all our subscribers. It's not a members only draw, that one. Everyone who subscribes, if you let me know you've subscribed, you get a ball number, and then I do a draw. And then when I do the draw, Alexa decides to pick a number that's not even in the draw and makes me look like a right fool live on YouTube, which was absolutely fantastic the last time I did the draw. 2 more to go, and I'll be really quick. Glenn Middis, Coastal Carpentry and Joinery. Please check the guy out if you want any work done. He works for himself. He's absolutely fantastic. The work he does is amazing. So please check that out. And if you would like one of these signs, we've sold about 5 or 6, so there's about 14 left. A £100 donation will be made to the food bank once we've sold all the signs. So please consider purchasing one of them and contact me for details. Right, that's the boring stuff out of the way. Let's get back to some comments. Have we had this one yet? Hoping for some good news, some new signings as a boost, especially ahead of a 12-hour night shift from 7 o'clock. Come on, AFC, make a great end to a top window. Kyle, I feel your pain. I know those shifts, 7 till 7 is an absolute ball ache. We are hoping for at least one more big signing, so let's see what happens. Hugo signing.
He's sad over Ekitike.
Right, Ekitike. Ekitike definitely not coming. It's official. It does seem that way, doesn't it? Yes. I have shut the door, but my mic picks up everything. It's like working from home, mate. It's just one of those things. Kyle Hayton has a dream move. Doubt it, though. He's a dream move. I don't know too much of him. Does anyone know who he is? No? Oh, well. Chill out, people. I'm sure owners have other targets in mind. The Ashley era is well and truly over. Exactly. It's
what we're hoping.
Smile on my face all the time. Willock's distribution has never been good. I thought he was in that 6 months. When he used to carry the ball as far as he did, he looked strong. He scored goals. Obviously, Statman's put some stats up, and recently he's not looked clever at all. But I'm hoping to see a better Willock if he plays further up front.
His progressive carries is in the bottom 43rd percentile. I know he's played a little bit deeper, but
yeah.
So I think about the goal he scored at Craven Cottage in the last game of the season, where he literally carried it from the edge of his box. But that's a one-off, isn't it? Literal one-off for him.
Yeah. And what I said about that goal was that when he got into the box, he actually lost the ball, but it ricocheted off a few defenders and landed back at his feet again. And I said, at that point, everything's fallen. Go on.
Breaking news. Spurs have let another player go. Valencia have signed Brian Giel on loan.
Oh, Brian Giel.
Hey. Doing bits, but the wrong way. Hugo Ekitike not joined Newcastle yet. We know. We're very sad about it. Nice to see Jade's Premier shirt is holding up today.
It's going strong, man. It really is.
Yeah. No buttons popped off yet or anything like that.
It's the strongest print Primark shirt I think I've ever had in my life.
I love it. There's no threads coming out of it or anything
no threads,
like that.
no tears, no anything. It will go in the bin after all of this, but
brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. We've got a new member. So Dave Emerson, thank you very much for joining the World of Sport family. We really appreciate it. We know about that, and we broke that as well at the same time. Origi, Ings, Wood, same category. Ings is far better than both of them, if I'm completely honest with you. Would you agree, guys?
Yeah.
Ings is better. I still don't particularly like Ings, but he is better than them.
Yeah.
And he got more than 20 goals in the season recently, didn't he? So when's Origi done that in any league ever?
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have to come off the bench enough to do that. That's why he doesn't.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. My HP makes a good point here. Can't stand when people say pay the money for Lingard. What 16.5 million for a loan deal is absolutely ridiculous. So we're not going to be held to ransom over Lingard. We've offered, I think it's 3 million or 5 million and 3 million bonus if we stay up. That's 8 million for a loan in 6 months. That's a lot of money as it is. So I mean, come on, guys, we've got to think about FFP as well. and all the other signings we've already made. It's a lot of money we've spent. I'm sure it's 115 million as it stands. So let's see what happens.
See, Manchester United here, Barry, it's very forward-thinking from them, as dodgy as it is. They don't want to give it to West Ham, obviously, because they're rivals now. But if we stay up this season, I think they think that we'll be rivals to them next season.
Yeah.
And they want us to get relegated. I honestly believe that.
No,
Is that because they only see themselves as a top 10 team now, not a top
Well,
4?
precisely. They've got a very
your clear estimations of yourselves have dropped. And I find that quite amusing.
Yeah, but Ginger, the stats look good because he's come on and he has scored a goal. But we're talking about 90
got 2 goals. Yeah,
this is what I'm talking about. These over-glorified stats because it looks good.
Yes, well said.
But when you break it down, it's not that good.
Exactly. Everyone's talking about Ekitike being off. Again, we haven't used the loan system very well. We're allowed free loans this window, John, and we haven't actually really loaned anyone, have we?
No, not at all. I mean, is it because the clubs are thinking they're not good enough? I don't know.
I don't think it's good enough. I think it's the fact that we're rivals to them in the future, really.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah.
Do you think we've not looked at the loan market properly? It could be that as well.
Yeah, could be. But I think, in my opinion, sort of thing, and in a year or so's time, we could be rivals to them.
Well, we're definitely going to be rivals to everyone in the next couple of years, aren't we? It's just
they'll probably be scared of us because they know what we can do. I mean, you're going to compete, sort of thing, as well. And if we get top 6, obviously one of the top clubs is going to be missing out. And like Arsenal, Spurs, I'll use those as an example, because they haven't made top 4, and we go above them, and they've got a good chance of getting to the top 4 in the future, and they won't like it. That's why they're thinking about not competing with us, But listen, if they don't want to compete with us, that's fine. But if they want to hold our players in the future, we should not be competing with them.
Yeah, well said. Dave, thank you very much for the shout out there. Going over 3,000, it's incredible. Channel's on the up. We just want to keep going, and we just want to keep doing it for you guys as well. We're enjoying it.
On the loan thing, Baz, we have signed Target on loan, and we're also trying to get Lingard on loan. So
that's a good point. I forgot about Target. To be fair, it was that long ago we were talking about him. So yes, we have got one loan. It feels like it's a long time ago. Dembele, Zapata, Darwin, Barbosa, Diaz, get them all in now. That's very ambitious, Foxy. Very, very ambitious. Not keen on Barbosa, says Drown at home. Well, Merson is Ashley's love child.
Unproven, isn't he? Apart from being in the Brazilian league where he's really hit form, playing in any other league, when he was in Serie A, I believe, and whatever else, completely unproven and really wasn't in good form. So I can understand the reservations on Barbosa.
Yeah. Peter Nickel, thank you for your email. I will get you a prize ball number once we've come off live, and I'm eating my pizza. Forget about Dembele. I still think Dembele could be the shock signing.
Don't want to forget about Dembele. He's good.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's an attacker who can score goals. If we can keep, like I said, if we can keep him fit, I don't want to forget him. We want attackers. So
Cesare's got a point there, Jade. I'm sure Atlanta have brought in a replacement striker just in case Zapata was going to leave. So why aren't we all over that? They have signed
a new striker, so I'm waiting to hear some news that we're going to just kind of spring him out of nowhere and ta-da! Here's a striker, and everyone's going to be like,
It happens every window where a shop deal comes through in the late kind of hours from nowhere, and if anyone's going to do it, it'll be us. So let's just kind of keep that under our
positive attitude.
5 hours and 20 minutes to go. There's still plenty of time.
Yeah,
and as I say before, the deals are kind of held off, so Sky can have them on the Prime show later. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah. How long's a flight from Italy to Newcastle Airport?
John?
3 hours. John, how long would it take him to get on a flight?
Is he 2.5 hours? So I know it takes two hours from, say, Milan to Bristol, 2 hours and a bit, but it's not that far away. 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 35 minutes. It's not that far away.
Could we do the deal over there?
Could we not do it over there?
Yeah, you can do. You should do. Should be able to.
Yeah, similar to how we did Guimarães and
absolutely
Guimarães in Brazil, right? Or Ecuador,
save a bit of time. You know what I mean? Save
do it anywhere.
So
do it anywhere. So.
Ooh, that's interesting. Aubameyang is off to Barca.
No, it's Barca's off, mate. Look for a
So
move.
that's what it
Newcastle's off.
says. That's what I'm saying, John.
Yeah.
It says the move is off, so that is
Oh,
interesting.
so it says
salary
off the
issues apparently.
So that is very, very interesting because he is another striker we have been linked with in this window. He will score goals for us. It'll be interesting. Now, going back to Zapata, could we do the medical in Italy so he doesn't have to get on a plane?
I think we do
Yeah,
it all.
you should do. You could do it anywhere. As far as I know, you could do it over there. That's no problem.
Just fax the contracts over, get them to sign them, fax them back.
Absolutely.
We have all been talking about this concept of unveiling people together later on in the week. So, I mean, that kind of buys into the theory that you guys are talking about there. Do a medical in a different country, and maybe that's why this is all happening this way.
It's more.
We're hanging on to anything we can, Alex.
Release video, to be honest.
I feel like we're writing a book. I'm losing all the plots, and it's too many threads to keep hold of.
We're trying our best, aren't we? We're not like some big media outlets who have about 10 million people working in the background. We're just doing it all ourselves, and we're trying to keep up with everything. I think we're doing.
I mean, it makes sense though, because they've not put Target or Burn out with a shirt yet, so maybe this is the plan to wait till tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday and put all of them in a big, you know, maybe
big line, all holding the shirt with a little midget in front of them.
Yeah, because surely Burn is 100% done. I would imagine Burn is 100% complete now, and they've not released anything yet. So
perhaps they can't find a shirt to fit him.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, we have a new member. Arit NUFC, thank you very much for becoming a new member and welcome to the World of Sport family. I really appreciate it. This was mentioned on Paul's channel. It's been mentioned a few times on our channel as well. £50 million rejected. We're 10 million short. Is
that not West Ham?
Apparently it was
this morning, Sky Sports News. They'd been rejected for 50 million on Sky.
Yeah,
this morning West Ham.
They were definitely.
It's someone we should look at then potentially if we value them.
If we're only missing 10 million, then if we can, why not?
I think West Ham bid 46 plus 3 add-ons, and we offered 50.
I don't listen.
They want 55 to 60. I think I read.
What's that, Jade? You don't listen to.
To in the no accounts because it's throwing poop at walls, as they call it, and then as soon as one sticks, they claim it for the next 3 months that they announced it. So no, thank you.
It's about what I do.
Exactly, and I don't listen to you half the time either because I can't argue with you. So
I'd take Bailey, says Matthew. Donny and Ali, 2 top-notch signings for Everton. Definitely going to improve them. They will. That game now against Everton is very interesting, Billy.
It is. It's whether Frank Lampard can get that squad moving in kind of short period of time. Dele Alli's not played a lot of football. Van der Beek, we know, hasn't played a lot of football. I still fancy us to get the 3 points, I'll be honest. Because they ain't great at back either, are they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, the back four has been horrendous for them this year. Aging legs and mistakes left, right and centre. And then they've got old Barney Arms in goal. So, yeah, I fancy us to get 3 points.
Dinosaur Arms. 12th man, thank you very much for the 449 super chat. Thanks for the show, everyone. First time I've ever been invested in a deadline day, and it's thanks to you lot. Cheers. That's a really nice thing to say. It's the first time we've been invested in a transfer deadline day, to be fair. Exactly. It won't happen today, but if that's the system they want to play, why not go after Brendan Arison from Salzburg? He's a Leeds target, an American, and he's like the Energizer Bunny. Statman, do you want to have a little look at him while we look at a few more comments to see if you know much about him? Because I've never heard of him.
I've never heard of him either.
He had a 20 million bid rejected from Leeds during January for that guy.
John, do you know much of him? You're our correspondent for foreign football. And Man United, of course.
Man United. I'll be honest with you, people. Never heard of this guy. I never heard of him.
I have heard of him.
That's the first I've heard of him. Sorry.
Right. Come on, Statman. Have you got something up there?
Is he at Salzburg? He is at Salzburg. 16 games, 1 goal, 4 assists. He's made 6 Champions League appearances for them this season as well, which is good experience for him. 21 years old, attacking midfielder, right-footed, 5'10", and he looks okay. Stats-wise,
Obviously, we're going to play a pressing game. Does he have the impressions that you like to see? Or
I mean, he's in the 99th percentile for pressures, but that's about it. His passes and dribbles are all atrocious. He just looks like he's got an Energizer battery on his back, and that's it. That's what the stats say.
Right.
So his passes attempted, bottom 13%, progressive carries, bottom 6, dribbles completed, bottom 6. He doesn't look like he... And that isn't in the strongest of leagues either, let's be honest. That's in the,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can press all you want, but you've got to have some end product on the end of getting the ball at your feet as well, haven't you? So there's a no from us. Shocking deadline day transfer window so far. I'm really worried we still haven't got enough to stay up. That's a bit harsh.
Shocking, yeah, very harsh.
Yeah.
Terry Flewers, who is the head of the football terrace, don't know what that is, and Give Me Sport as well. He has 44,000 followers, but he's saying Jesse Lingard to Newcastle looks certain to happen now.
Right.
Interesting. He has 45,000 followers, so I'm kind of thinking he could have a bit of know-how.
Well, according to the guy who was outside the training ground talking to the camera crew and that, they're still waiting for Lingard to be on a train or a car up to Manchester, from Manchester to Newcastle. So they think it's going to go down to the wire. I think this could be a breaking news right at the end of the night, Lingard. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. I've not heard anything on the left back either. Has anyone heard anything?
We just sign him up and make Zapata the breaking news.
That would make things a lot easier.
At least end it with a real fire of a player,
What about
nothing official about Target, but I think that's already done. They've done the medicals and stuff, so they'll be releasing that later, maybe with another one on top. Let's hope.
Yeah. Oh my God, Carrasco. Yeah, that's got a lot of noise in Spain, but nothing in the UK. So we're just going to have to sit on that one and see what happens. But he could be the big signing that we all want on deadline day, potentially. I've just seen on YouTube Lingard is about to have a medical for Newcastle. I don't know who's put
seen
that
that
out,
anywhere.
but there you go. Tell us which YouTube channel, or was it the official Newcastle one? We don't know. So what's happening with Schuller? Nothing. We'd love to see us get a striker. We do as well. Bruno has legs. Mata has brains. That's true. So basically in Spain, they've said that Newcastle have agreed personal terms with Carrasco and they're about to hit his release clause. I take them with a pinch of salt, but some big accounts in Spain have been saying it. So we have to report it, but we pinch of salt. I think it's the best way to put it.
Yeah, there's no solid confirmation on it. As much as I'd love it to happen, he's very good friends with Kieran Trippier, obviously, both from Atletico, and he did the infamous kiss in the badge in the last game, which usually, if you watch a lot of football, when they start kissing the badge, it usually means that they're on the way out. But
very true.
I wouldn't read anything into it until it's official that we've done anything, because it's probably just rumours at the moment.
Yeah, John Wills says Lingard is done. We're not sure on that one.
No,
My
not.
God,
It's
Michael
not done.
Marsden, thank you very much for the £50 super chat. That's absolutely incredible.
done.
You've already donated a massive amount today, mate. So honestly, that is so generous. I don't know what to say. It's just all the time. I really do hope we see you soon, and I get to buy you a drink, because it's incredible. There's no news by 9. I'll be worried. Yeah, still plenty of time till 9 o'clock though. There's a good 3 hours and 12 minutes. So that's just, like Jade said earlier, this is sort of like the slow period of the night. It's probably why Paul wanted to change around the schedule.
I can imagine so.
But yeah, so I still think there's this stuff to be done. Potentially 2 more signings, hopefully. But everything's gone quiet. Go on, John.
I'm going to go in a few minutes because I've got a show at 6 o'clock.
No problem, mate.
Are you back tonight as well? Is it 10 o'clock tonight?
Yeah, so basically Paul's going to be on between 6 and 8. We're going to be on between 8 and 10. And then Paul's going to be back on between 10 and 12.
Right. Because I didn't show 6, so I'll definitely be back on both your shows as well straight after.
Right. I'll send you a link, Paul.
Thanks a lot, man.
Hey, Bob, good luck with your show.
I think I'm going to give myself 10 minutes as well.
If
I'm going to be on Paul's in 10 minutes, so
of course, mate.
Toilet break and stuff. Thanks for having me, guys. It was lovely. I'm sure I might. If there's space, I'll jump on later. We'll see who's about.
Yeah,
but
please come on.
Happy
to have you on later on if you want to come on, mate. You just come on when you want.
Okay.
No worries. See you soon, guys.
No problem, guys.
See you
See you
later.
later.
Yeah, fellas.
Truls
Ah.
makes a wonderful point. John's going off to Maisie's channel.
Yeah.
Yay!
The fact that you couldn't pick between a Newcastle fan and a Man United fan last night, John, I must say also deeply hurt.
Sorry.
No, Dave.
sorry.
Jade doesn't live in Spain. She lives
No,
in
Jade
the
used
UK.
to.
Used to. I'm not in your good books, I know.
No, you've got some making up to do, boy.
I know. You know what? just get some bunch of flowers and just send you a shout out, a big shout out on Twitter.
Fix
and I'm looking
flowers. John, do you not know me at all? I sit talking football all day. Flowers is not going to cut this one, bro.
at- Do you know what? I'll have
Plus,
a good
I
think
kill
about
flowers. I'm terrible for keeping
Oh, bless
flowers
you.
alive. They die very quickly.
it.
Yes,
It's not
Alex.
good.
Alex is Mr. Worldwide, isn't he? He's been everywhere.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
So,
a bit like John.
He
yay!
is. It's mad to think that he was literally living in a town next door to mine around
Yeah.
the same time as I was there. So
Crazy.
Oh, blessed, yeah. Blessed. It's
Looking
what
to
it is.
gotta go and never stopped all day. We have never stopped all day, to be fair. It was in World of Sport a few days ago, had some 9-year-old kids talking about the WWE. What the fuck, man? Yeah, we do wrestling as well. It's a big, massive sport. Simon's on there, Louis on there, and he has a little friend of his on there. Wrestling is a massive popular sport, and it's on a late at night. So for all the Americans and anybody else who wants to be on it, they can watch it. He's very, very knowledgeable about wrestling. So, and I was a big fan of wrestling back in the day. And we are World of Sport, remember? So it's not just football in Newcastle; it's everything. So let them do it. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
this is it.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it. We put things on for people to watch. So, Jockery Bar strikes again. Jackanory Bar strikes again. I don't know what I've done now.
What does that mean? What did you do, Baz?
I have no idea.
Jackanory story. It's basically saying you've been telling stories again about something.
All right, well, there you go. Then there's a shock.
Seems to be a common theme with Toonser.
It does, doesn't it? Lingard now favourite again with Sky Bet at 10 to 11 to sign for us. I'd love Botman or Carlos as the surprise. I agree with that. If we're not going to be able to get a goal scorer in, we've got to get a defender in who's going to stop goals from going in.
They can use some Baza.
Go on.
They can use from David Ornstein, right?
Yeah.
This does look good. Jez Lingard has been toured by Man U, who will not be allowed to leave before transfer window shuts. Despite Newcastle and West Ham pushing for deadline day in loan, the 29-year-old will steer at Man U and go into the final 6 months of his deal.
It's such not just because I want him, but as a business, as a football club, you know, with a young talent there, not just because I want him at Newcastle, but in general, that's really, really poor treatment, right? Of a player on your books, that you would be allowing him to just sit and rot for an entire season. Do you know what I mean? With no football, damaging his England prospects as well. So representing his country also. That's really disgusting treatment of a club to a player.
There you go. So there's the update on Lingard. Now, does that open up the door for Carrasco to trigger his release fee
Yes!
to bring him in?
Go and do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Just pay the money.
do it.
Just pay the money.
Let's do
Pay the
something.
money.
I mean, what
That's
they've done there,
awesome.
Manchester United, they've made sure that we're not into Ali as well. They've let him go first, and now then pull the carpet away from Lingard.
Yeah.
Jesse Lingard's not going to be a happy bunny.
I
But he's
tell
going
you
to be
what.
there for nothing at the end of the season, isn't he?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man.
It puts us now in a predicament. You know, 5
Yes.
hours, 5 minutes to go. We all know we need an attacker in.
We
So
gotta do
time to
something now.
get those scouting sheets back out and start picking some up and start getting some offers out there now.
Yeah.
Because if we're not going to be getting him, we've wasted enough time. We need to get out there and we need to get a player in.
ASAP. ASAP.
For me, it's got to be Carrasco now, hasn't it? Because you can release his release fee. He's worth that amount of money. Get it paid. Get
He's
the
worth
lad
the
in.
60 million. That's the release clause. So obviously we can't be told we have to pay any more. Like we've all
Exactly.
said all day, it's pure rumor and speculation at the moment. None of us is saying this is true. But if that is the case, and that is his release clause, and alongside Kieran Trippier, we can get him to come over.
Yeah.
Then
The
do
stars
it.
are aligning, aren't they?
Absolutely do it, because he's
Do it
roughly
now.
the same age as Lingard, and he would be a star signing. He's a medal holder as well, so it's not like Lingard's got anything over him. This guy's won medals too.
So all these people are saying Lingard done. I'm afraid you've been done yourselves because we've never said it was done. We've thought it had legs, but it's not done.
See, plus I've got to get this off the way. It's 5
Yeah,
to
yeah,
6.
go on. Yeah, pal.
So I'll see you
At
straight
8
after
o'clock.
it. 8
See you
o'clock.
at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
8 o'clock. Thanks a lot, people.
See you later,
Yeah,
Joe.
John.
See you later.
So, have a good day,
Cheers,
mate.
guys. You too.
Yep.
Ta-ra.
There you go. Twitter agreement between Newcastle and Yannick Carrasco. Matteo Moretti is the person who said it. There's a lot of it.
There's a lot of journalists that are starting to throw this out there now. Actually, Baz, there's a lot of them.
We said it's one to keep an eye on. We didn't say it would happen, but we said it could happen.
Well, we now need to make quick moves.
Yes, we do. There's still plenty of time, though, which is what a lot of people are saying. Catching up with some of the new members, which is just absolutely fantastic. There's no right look. A push, I suppose, would play clogs. Seriously, I have no idea why anyone is getting frustrated. Look at who we've. Yeah, exactly. Look at where we were and look at where we are now. You know, regardless of Lingard not coming, it is frustrating. But we've still got 5 players in this window. It's immense. Billy, for the 8 o'clock show, can you put together what you think the Newcastle team will look like after the window shut? Jade's done one already, and I need one from yourself as well, please.
Yeah, I shall try.
Yeah, if you don't mind. If you can, if you can't, that's fair enough. But we can always talk about it.
Because we're not going to know. Well, I think there's still another player or two to come in yet. So.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I
but
put
it's
a preliminary one in. If there's any
Yeah.
changes between now and 8, then obviously I'll fire you a changed
exactly.
lineup. But for now, going off what we've signed, I've gone with what I've gone with.
I don't know if we did this one. I'm sure we did one. A tumble £10 super sticker. Thank you very much. Another new member come in there. Northumberland Geordie, new member. Welcome to the World of Sport family. Thank you very much. It just gives us something different to talk about. Billy had between 8 and 10.
Yeah.
I'll be doing one as well. Jade's done one, and we'll see what it comes up with. I'm just seeing if we've missed any super stickers or anything before we.
Jade, you going on Paul's now?
I'm waiting to hear back from Paul. I don't know what his numbers are like for the show, because I know he's got he invited another girl on the show, so I don't know how many he's got numbers wise. But yeah, we don't want to overload.
Yeah.
Billy's in charge. We'll see how many there are.
Jokes in.
I would have done that.
Oh yeah, we read that one out, and we stayed good. There was no dirty jokes.
Okay.
No, there weren't.
It is a Monday night, so it wouldn't surprise me. But there you go.
He's put the link in the chat. That thing. Jade, if you want to go on, but I'm going to have something to eat now. Between 6 and 7.
I had me break a little earlier. I chose the first 2 hours of the dead period to go and eat something. I thought I picked a good 2 hours to pop off. So.
I'm definitely having a rest until 8 o'clock now as well. I want to try and get some stuff together to make the show a little bit more exciting.
I might pop along with him then. That's 2 of us down, and
I'll
go and drop in with him. So
12, the 449 from. I'm sure I said that one. But there's loads. There's so many comments. Crazy. Oh, we're there. Oh, that's the Michael.
Does this damage business now in the future with Man United? Seeing as what they've done to us this window, potentially cost us 2 potential signings. The future relationship with Man United now was always quite weird and shaky, but does this really cause a new rivalry or animosity between the two clubs now?
I think if we're signing their players, no.
No, do you know what I think? I think now, whenever they're interested in somebody, we'll just gazump them.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah. So Man U, everyone's having a go at Man United now, which is fair play because they've just been absolutely disgusting. Right, that's been another absolute fabulous 2 hours. Thank you very much for joining us. We will be back between 8 and 10. Please jump across to the Tomb Review for the next 2 hours between 6 and 8. He'll be picking up from ourselves, and please subscribe to his channel when you're over there. And if you want to subscribe to ourselves, please hit that button and the bell button, and please consider being a member. It'd be absolutely fantastic if you can do that. So many generous people already. Karma would definitely get them. A lot of people
I'm going to jump across with Paul, lads, because I'm not sure who else is going to be with him, so I'm just going to go throw myself in there. Okay. Why not? Right. So I shall see you all in a bit. Yeah, see everyone in a bit. Enjoy. Let's get Yannick Carrasco. Let's get him. Go and talk about him. Tell him why it's going to happen. See you all later, Billy. Thank you very much as always. We'll see you at 8 o'clock as well. Really enjoying the day. It's been absolutely fabulous. I know I've got screaming kids, so I apologise. But get yourselves over to the Tomb Review now, and we're going to eat some food. See you soon.